Thank you, Claudia, for the introduction. I think while I was sitting here, I was thinking about all the information that we've all attained in the last day, from change to technology to disruptive business models. And one thing always strikes me, that there's one thing that counts at the end of the day, that's the end user. And I think however we provide our services, there's always a user at the end that wants to interact, wants to communicate. And I think Open-Xchange have, for instance, with their email approach, evolved that, and they've also partnered with us to embed real-time communication. And we believe also that you can do that in a hosting environment, and also at the same time address how, if you like, that big paradigm, that big fear of how do you deal with support issues. So what we think is, and what we see, and I don't need to tell you guys about your business, is that there's always continual pressures on the margins. Users expect more. Upselling with voice is interesting, but what about the new technologies? What about chat? What about video? What about screen sharing, an integrated experience? But ultimately, it's the integration it's making available that will ultimately determine the success of such a solution. So what have we done is we've looked to try and make voice simple. And how do we do that? Is we look to offer click-to-dial functionality within any web form. We do that with a SaaS model, which we can deliver, whereby we utilize all the different web communication technologies, and we can embed that or make that as a pop-up. But what does that mean? Basically, you want to, in a content management system, embed this voice functionality. So you want to be able to customize it, make the look and feel, as and how you want to sell your own services. Be defining and in control of when that functionality is available. Imagine you're an SMB customer and you want to be maybe for sales requests always available for supports between certain hours and so forth. But you also want to have the flexibility to be able to route those calls, but also anonymously. And in the future, embed that with other functions such as chat, video, and screen sharing. And what does that ultimately mean? Is that you can combine software and telco functionality together, whereby we bring the two worlds together to give the better user experience, whereby, very simply, we can add that functionality. A user goes onto a website, can see with whom they want to get in contact, and they go do that. And we make it very simple, very easy. But that's one thing. How do you monetize that? So we believe you can create new business models to make this interesting, to import that as a value add in your own businesses. So we are unable to route that communication to a fixed, to a mobile number, but it's anonymously, so you don't have to share your details. So the privacy for both sides remains. The customer, the owner of that website, can define how often they want that functionality to have. So it can be a low entry price model. What's also interesting for the party providing that functionality is you have high margins, so typically 40% and higher on the retail prices. And at the same time, this is only just the beginning. This can have further evolvement in the functionality, whereby you also automate those processes. And at the same time, we get the visibility of the customer, the interaction, the behavior, so you understand your customer better. But that's all well and good that I'm saying that, but let's hear from a customer that has done this. Berend?
Thank you, Greg. Yeah, thank you for the introduction. My name is Berend van Delsen. I'm a CCO from your hosting reseller in the Netherlands. And yeah, as a mission of our company, we help individuals and organizations to achieve online success. And we are a partner of Open-Xchange. And by being a partner of Open-Xchange, we run into Greg and Summer. And we had a look at the product, and we have integrated it in some of our websites and run some tests, some pilots with it. And Greg asked me today to share with you why we are using Summer and what the results are so far with our pilot sessions. And I'm happy to share it with you. Um, these are the labels of our organization, of your holding, both national and international. And with all those labels, we want to help organizations and people be successful online. And being successful online, of course, web presence is a big part of it. And within web presence, we see that customer interaction and customer engagement is really, really, really important. So we are looking, for example, within our end-use label in the Netherlands, you're hosting, with 150,000 customers, both business and end user. We're trying to find ways how to interact with visitors on our website. So we don't hide our phone number, we show it very prominently. We'd like to get in touch with the customers. We have a chat functionality. We have a little bit less personal, but a virtual assistant. And now with the context with Sama, we have added a click-to-call button. So on the website, people who are in a web store or on a certain product page, they need assistance, they want to talk to a support employee, they can just click the button and they are in direct contact with one of our people. Before I'm going to talk to you over with the results we've seen so far with doing this, we've done an A/B split test. So to some customers we've shown the regular website with the other tools I just mentioned, and through a part group we showed them the click-to-call button, and we were just measuring how often is this being used and what are the results we're seeing in our web shop and the response we get from our customers, how satisfied are they. First, look a little bit to the theory, basically, and that's why we were interested in the Summer product, is that Google, a little while ago, Google with Ipsos, they did a study and to the role of a click-to-call button in a business success. And you probably know that when you do a search result with Google, you can have a call button behind the search result, so that's one part of it, but also they looked at what is the meaning, what is the effect of a direct click-to-call button on your website. And by looking at this, I run into multiple companies with all promising a click-to-call solution, but what I found out is that most of these solutions, they are like what I call our call-me-back functionality. So the customer can click on it, but he needs to enter his name and his phone number, and he will be called back. So that's different. This is a click-to-call, and you showed already, and I'll show you later on as well, how easy it works. This study of Google, it showed that with a click-to-call, 61% of the people, they find it extremely important to be able to get in touch with someone directly from the point where they are. So they don't have to look up the phone number and dial the phone number, just click on the button and get in touch. The people who start using this, 39% said, I always want to use this. Once they're used to it and they are confronted with a website that doesn't have this, 39% they are disappointed. And 47% really got frustrated. So once you know this and you see this possibility, you're going to love it. But why? Why do the people want to call us or want to call the website owner? In most cases, 59%, they want just an instant response. They have a question, they don't want to wait on a ticket or an email or within 4 hours we'll answer you, promise. They want to have a straight result. 57%, they want to speak to a real person. They don't want to use our virtual assistant, they want to send an email, they just want to have someone on the line where they can talk to. And 45%, they need more detailed information. So we've seen good results with the more complicated products where people would like to talk to a representative to ask some questions and find out some stuff. What are they trying to achieve, the people who use these buttons? Most of the times they want to schedule an appointment. That can also be like a reservation in a restaurant or set up a meeting with a representative. 47% they want to check availability, inventory. For hosting, perhaps not so important, but for a lot of e-shops, of course it is. And there's a big group, over 40%, which want to inquire about pricing and about, they don't know exactly when I get this product, what will the price be. So the results of this study were that, click-to-call, it gives you more phone calls. If you want to hide, if you want to keep the customers outside, don't use it. But we see customer interaction as a major part of our customer support. We see customer support in answering problems, answering questions, but we also see it as an organization, as an opportunity to show who we are, to show what we can mean for the customer. And with our customer organization, we always say we don't want the customer support to sell. We got salespeople to do that. But we like to customer support people to help buying. So we feel, and the figure is going to show that with the interaction with the customers, they ask for A, but they have multiple questions, they have multiple problems, and by interacting with the customers, you can really help them getting the right product. So this research already showed cross and upsell opportunities, improved customer perception, instant assistance. That's what the people are looking for. They're looking for human interaction, more detailed information, and for us, it's much more easier to address customer needs. Then looking to the results that we've shown in this split test that we run in the company, we saw that 23% lower shopping cart abandonment. So the people who were having the ability to click the call direct button really had very good conversion results. On average, an e-shop probably has between 60 or 80, 85% abandonment in the shop. So when you can lower that by 23%, it's huge. We saw that in that group, 20% more people we had on the phone, and that was our aim. We want to get them on the phone, as I just mentioned before. So this group, we got in touch with them personally, 20% more. By being in touch with them, by getting them the right product, by advising some other products, we saw within this group 10% growth of the average order value. So that's a very important part as well. And we asked both groups how glad they are with us. Well, they are glad with us, so we had a 7.8 on average for customer support, which is pretty okay. We would like to get it even higher. But this group, they had a 0.7% higher mark. They gave us an 8.5. So this is also significantly. So these are some results I want to share with you about the Summa integration. And yeah, so we see this customer interaction and we see this increase of sales. And we say, well, when it's good for us, it's good for more companies. So we also would like to offer this through our reseller labels. So we are integrating Summa into, for example, the web shop, which is part of the reseller system. And we have also integrated it into our Slim Site, which is our site builder product. And Site Builder, Slim Site, being a very easy drag and drop website building tool, we've now integrated the Summa product, the Contact Us, Contact Me Directly button, into the widgets of the site builder. So, you know what you mentioned before, making it easy for the customer, we really make it easy now within the site builder. When you look to the site builder, it's very easy for the customer. Within the widget, he just gets the Call Us button, he drags it to the position where he wants to have it on his page. He writes here, call me, or call us, or call a representative directly. Use whatever you would like to have in the button. You type in the phone number where it should connect to, and the whole voice system connectivity behind it, it does the rest. So this is all you need to do. You get yourself a bundle on the website, you drag and drop, and for example, this is what you see on a smartphone. When you hit the Call Us button, or the visitor of your mobile website, he hits the Call Us button, and it starts dialing straight away. So yeah, this is what we've seen so far in just some tests, and we're really enthusiastic about it. So we're gonna, integrate it into multiple websites, and go further with the integration into the reseller and the site builder. If you want to see this product, you check it out on the Summa booth. It's there, and you can play around with it. So that's what I want to share with you.
Great. I think it's good to hear. But I think, to be honest, that voice is just the first step in the journey. And I want to go on to the subject of customer service. It's not a cost of sale. We believe that you can actually transform customer support into business by using all the different technologies that are available to give that ultimate user experience. How we see that, but firstly, let's look at a couple of quotes that we found. The first one on the left talks about the fact that 2/3 of customers that experienced a customer service issue on a website left that site or went to a competitor. I think that's quite shocking figures, to be honest. So imagine if you have that interaction with your customer there and there. And equally, the first quote on the right-hand side, talking about 80% of people that actually left have said, if you resolve my problem the first time, I wouldn't have left. So I think this is a big, big driver to engage the customer in a smart way possible. So going back to the first vision we had over the dialing, that's one thing. But let's say if at the same time you're speaking with a customer service representative or someone from an SMB, and they want a seller service and they don't know how to configure it, they can start chatting, they can be on a call, they can do video. But equally, they could also do, for instance, screen sharing, whereby they can see what the user is trying to do. And this way, we believe in one journey, one interaction, you make that customer happy. A next step, of course, is that's all well and good, you've got this standalone product, but how does that integrate in an ecosystem, such as Open-Xchange, whereby we are a partner? What we can also do in the next phase is we can recognize the users of another environment. And what does that mean? Then you have no longer, for instance, termination costs. So you have an efficient, evolving solution which you can provide for your customers. And ultimately, we believe that the technology should be used to make interaction easy with your users. But equally important is the last point that I have here on the slide. That is that we let the user be in control of how they want to interact, how they want to communicate. It can be that one person is comfortable with a phone call, another person doesn't want to do a video, someone wants to chat anonymously, maybe they even want to be called back. Let that user decide how they want to interact with you, make that possible with the technology, and make sure you can help them there and then together we will do more business. And I think that's basically the one message that we would like to bring across by, if you like, integrating real-time communication into, for instance, a web presence, is you can make that possible and evolve that, which I think we heard this morning, so that you use that technology, I will not say in a disruptive way, but in a smart way to maintain and to grow your business relationship. And I'd like to thank you all for your time now. And I don't know if anybody has any questions.
If not now, they're of course around later on as well. Thank you so much, Greg for Summer and Berend for Resello. Thank you.